Hello and welcome to iamrivenous' channel. Zenless Zone 0 version 2.2 brings another 2 with 2 new disk drive sets. The first support set looks broken, and spoilers, it actually is, and the second DPS set looks broken too, but spoilers, it's kind of a scam. Speaking of scams, you clicked expecting iamrivenous, but you got me instead. Alright, I'll stop catfishing your eardrums, so here's the real iamrivenous.
Thank you, IWTL. You will find the timestamps to the new sets and all of the characters in the description. And with that, let's begin with the new support set, Moonlight Lullaby. The 2-piece provides us with 20% energy regeneration, and for the 4-piece, if the equipper is a support character and uses either the EX special or ultimate, they will provide a neat little 18% damage bonus to all squad members for 25 seconds. It does not really take a master's degree in mathematics to figure out that 25 seconds is longer than both 12 and 10 seconds respectively, and that 18% is also higher than 15%. And if we also take the condition of using an EX special or ultimate into consideration, this set is the new best in slot for every support not named Astra. And even on Astra, it will be run instead of Astral Voice for certain team comps. While in theory Astral Voice could achieve a higher damage bonus, actually maintaining 3 Astral Voice stacks for the duration of the entire fight is for most teams without Astra simply impossible. And hence, should you farm Moonlight Lullaby? Oh hell yeah you should. Not only is it the new best set for Lucy, Nicole, Rina and definitely Yixuan, it can also perfectly be used on Astra, where another character can simply wield a 4-piece Astral Voice, and now we can benefit from both buffs when paired with Astra. This is especially relevant with Seed, and I would highly recommend you to check out my Seed guide right over here. A link is also in the description. And as a last note, no, I did not forget about Sukaku, and yes, at least in theory, we could also use it on Sukaku. However, and this is a big however, as Sukaku is mainly used in mono ice teams nowadays and we really want a 4-piece freedom blues on her for this team, I would not recommend farming Moonlight Lullaby specifically for her. However, it is a good replacement for 2-piece swing jazz, as the 2-piece bonus is quite literally the same. The new DPS set provides a neat 15% damage bonus for basic attacks on the 2-piece, as well as an additional 20% unconditionally on the 4-piece. If the equipper is an attack type character, using their EX or ultimate will then increase this bonus by a further 20% for 25 seconds. So, at its maximum value, this set will provide us with up to 55% basic attack damage bonus. And when speaking about basic attacks, who does not immediately think of Soldier 11? Well, unfortunately for us and all the lovely people over on the Soldier 11 subreddit, Soldier 11 has already an inherent 70% basic attack damage bonus inherent in her core, and she gets an additional up to 32.5% fire damage bonus from her additional ability. This alone is already enough to make this set one of the worst possible choices she has, both as a 4-piece and a 2-piece. If we now add lighter buffs to this as well, oh well, just know, the new set is not good for Soldier 11 in any circumstance, and I would highly recommend you to use quite literally anything else but this one. Next up is Nekomata. While Nekomata's damage profile does include a substantial amount of basic attack damage, buffing only that part by 15% is just simply worse than buffing everything by 10%. For the 2-piece that is. As for the 4-piece, well, not providing anything to the remaining 65% of her damage is not really a great idea, and hence the 4-piece is not something I would recommend for her either. And hence, while the 2-piece is an option, given much better substats that is, a 2-piece Puffer Electro is still her best choice, and the 4-piece is not something I would recommend. As for Evelyn, well, let's keep this short. Does she use her basic attacks? Yes. Do they deal damage? No. I mean, they do, but not a lot. Add in Lighter or Jufufu as her best team partners, and Dawn's Bloom is just not a great choice for her either. Definitely not as a 4-piece option, but not as a 2-piece either. I kinda hate that every unit here has exactly the same outcome, but that is also true for Ellen. Uses basics, does a fair amount of basic attack damage, but A, she also uses lighter, and B, buffing 100% of her damage profile is better than buffing 33% by just a little bit more. Excluding any possible buffs, at least the 2-piece is an option on her, but given the same substats, it simply is still worse than other options. This doesn't really change with buffs either, albeit the difference is at least not as big as with some other characters. Okay, let's just cut this short, shall we? Yuan, same issue as S11, already saturated. Billy, same issue as Alan and Evelyn, uses his basics, but better to buff everything than just a part of the damage profile. Soldier 0 Anby, same, just no. Corin, also no. Yixuan, well, the 4-piece is definitely not an option, and the 2-piece, same as Evelyn, Billy and Alan. Miyabi, 4-piece, no, Miyabi is also not an attacker, and the 2-piece, well, she already has an inherent 30% ice damage and 60% basic attack damage bonus for her Shimotsuki in her kit, and hence this is again just essentially the same as Soldier 11. So, no. And that leaves us with our last unit. Seed. Is it good for Seed? Well, you should watch my guide, but yes, it is her best in slot set, even if not by a large margin. Even a 4-piece woodpecker can be surprisingly close in performance. So, should you farm the new DPS set? Well, in my opinion, no. It is quite literally garbage for most characters, with the only real exception being Seed. It is probably the worst set released, so far at least, and not including the 1.0 sets of course. So, unless you plan on pulling for Seed, I would not recommend farming the set. Is what I would say if it wasn't paired with the new support set. This support set is just so incredibly good and straight up power creeps all previous support sets that farming that set alone is already worth it in itself. If you happen to get a new 4-piece bis set for Seed at the same time, that is fantastic, and frankly it is not like the 2-piece DPS set is unusable on other characters, it just simply has less potential. But I mean, if you get godlike subset rolls, use it. I really suppose this is a shorter video, but I just don't have much more to say. Farm the new support set, and unless you plan on getting Seed, the DPS set is not looking too great. As of now, that is. We don't know what will come in the future after all. And with that, we are already at the end of the video. I just really don't see a reason to just stretch this out longer. It's just trash on every unit except Seed. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment on your thoughts about the new set, and join the Discord. Special thanks to my Patreon members who make all of this content possible. Thank you so much. And as always, I appreciate all of you and wish you a great day. Peace.